Good evening. First at 5, some parents across the state are asking school districts to cut back on the number of lockdown drills, saying they cause more trauma and terror than they're actually worth. And lawmakers at Albany, they're listening.
They are. Today, a bill was introduced to limit the state's mandate on lockdown drills from 4 to 1. CBS 6's Tom Eschen is live in Ballston Spa. That's one of the districts that was hit by swatting calls last month. Tom, what are the parents saying about this?
It's interesting, Liz. They're pretty split when it comes to this conversation. Some of them are telling me tonight that they want their children as prepared as possible for the worst, obviously, to happen. On the other end of the spectrum, some are concerned about the nature of what's going on during these lockdown drills. And as you know, it's just a really unfortunate concept and an unfortunate conversation that we're having right now.
There's a big difference between saying it's time we all be quiet and we're going to lock the door to, all right, everybody lay flat on the ground and you might die tomorrow.
Those are difficult words for a parent to hear, let alone their child.
We had to lock the doors, close the windows, and hide. And he came up to me saying this because he didn't understand that that was a drill. Kids at that age don't have the tools to understand the difference between what is just a drill and what's real.
But some parents say these lockdown drills are key in preparing their children for the worst.
It's scary, but knowing that the school and everybody are going that extra step to make sure our kids are safe, that's helpful.
Unfortunately, during every active shooting event, those people that don't lock down or those people that don't have an escape route, you're going to have casualties.
But now, lawmakers say studies linking the drills to upticks in anxiety and depression are reason to change the requirement. Instead of a dramatic simulation, they want a trauma-focused approach with accommodations made for students with special needs.
I think like lockdown drills, they are not the solution. I don't think they are working. I don't think they're necessarily making kids safer. And I think it's creating more harm than good by traumatizing kids.
My kids are only 5 and 8, and I wouldn't want them to be traumatized with something so grand. But I would want to get the point across that, this is a possibility that could happen, and that this is what you need to do.
The legislation would also include teacher training and bring the number of state-mandated lockdown drills from 4 to 1 per year.
I know it was in 2016 that was what it used to be. How did you get from 1 to know that they're prepared enough?
There have been studies done around the country, and the vast majority of states that have mandated drills do 1.
That would be a big mistake, because if you don't ready your kids to know what's going to go on, it's just going to be a lot of crying, a lot of running around, not knowing what to do when something really does happen.
Yeah. This legislation would allow for districts to do more than 1 if they so choose. That would just mandate that the state says you have to do 1 and saying you have to do 4 at this point. It also wouldn't affect how many SROs a school district has or any other school security measures they have in place. This would merely be a framework and, of course, decrease the amount of lockdown drills they would have per year as this legislation, they hope, they say, to have it voted on here in this session. Reporting live here from Ballston Spa tonight, Tom Eschen, CBS 6 News.